Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Carl. I'm the recovery coach here at Capital Recovery Center. Today is our Gratitude Tuesday meeting, and the article is how to practice gratitude this Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving's coming up, so we got to be grateful for what we have, especially turkey and everything else we're having. And this article is by verywellmind.com, and I'll start it off. Hey, the holidays is a time that's supposed to be so full of joy, and yet we often find ourselves struggling to get into that headspace. Thanksgiving is supposed to be a time to reflect on what we are thankful for, but it's not always easy. This is especially true if you are starting to think more critically about the origin of that holiday in terms of the darker parts of its history and how invigoratedness, indigenous, you know how to read. Communities are still poorly treated in the U.S. You might also be thinking about climate change, political division, and wars happening abroad. But it's very possible to think intentionally about all the challenges of the moment. And the people who are struggling while also cultivating gratitude could positively for what's going right. Thanksgiving gives us an opportunity every year to start a gratitude practice, which has a lot of benefits for mental health, even if you only practice it for one weekend with family and friends. So I go to how important it is to practice gratitude. If we're always focusing on negative, what we don't have, what we do have, and we're missing the point of like the recovery process. You know what I mean? We're not being grateful. We can be frustrated. I don't have this. I don't have that. Um, and recovery process taught me is like being grateful for the things I do have. And that's not like material things. So we always look for happiness in other people, other things, which is, it's a temporary fix. You know what I mean? Um, but practicing gratitude, especially on Thanksgiving, for family, friends, just the small things that we, equipped here. Anybody want to read Gratitude and Health is the next one.
Gratitude and Health, a 2019 review of research studies found that gratitude was linked beneficially to social well-being, emotional health, and psychological functioning, and included gratitude journaling. Writing on a regular basis about things, people, and events one feels epically grateful for. It may well be worth the effort to develop a gratitude practice with regular activities as a tangible step to improving your mental and emotional health. In terms of its impact on physical health, a 2020 journal article that provided a systematic review of interventions found the practice of gratitude was associated with improvements in sleep quality, blood pressure, glycemic and asthma control, and as well as eating behaviors. Based on the positive impact on physical health, you have even more of a reason to think seriously about how to incorporate more gratitude into your daily life. Cultivate gratitude and feel happier with life.
I think that's pretty cool. It talks about improving sleep, uh, the sleep quality, blood pressure. It can improve anxiety, depression, stuff like that when you're focusing on more of the positive and more things that you're grateful for. Would you agree with that or?
Probably,
Yeah.
Yeah. I gotta try it out because my sleep is so bad.
Sleep?
Yeah. It's
Tough.
hard. Yeah, like I have insomnia all night, but then when I get to sleep, like I can't wake up. Like it's so weird to explain. Like when I can't sleep, like I can't sleep, but when I'm sleeping, I can't wake up. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I get it. And it's because I learned too, like our body can be so tired, right? So restless, but our minds won't let us sleep. That's how you're physically beat down and tired, but our minds is just like won't let us sleep, man. And like I continue like throughout the night, I don't get continuous sleep. Like I don't stay asleep. I wake up throughout the night, but I do go back to sleep. But there's things that you can do to help, like non-narcotic, like melatonin, stuff like that. You want to go that route, but meditation, there's other aromatherapy, stuff like that. We think, well, I excluded it, like that ain't gonna work for me because it always resort to narcotics. I always needed something like that's going to fix the problem. But there's a lot of other solutions that I didn't know that it worked because I didn't try. I never tried it. You know what I mean? I already and just like in the recovery process, I already discredited myself before I even tried to get clean sober. Right? You know what I mean? I already counted myself out. And so it's tough, yeah, especially with sleep. And that's like that you wake up frustrated,
Right.
angry. You know what I mean? That can ruin the whole day of you not sleeping too good.
Yeah.
You know. Christina, do you want to read the next one, please?
Yeah, that's fine. Gratitude can develop new connections. A 2015 study of 70 undergraduate students demonstrated that expressions of gratitude facilitate affiliation among previous unacquainted peers and establish support for a mechanism of this effect. Based on the willingness of mentors to follow up with mentees after receiving a handwritten thank you note, people may benefit from promoting gratitude and interpersonal warmth with each other when fostering new connections.
So one thing, how you practice gratitude? Can you give me an example?
I always look in the positive things, like even if it's like a negative experience. So like, I'm grateful. If it's a negative experience, I'm still grateful for the lesson that it taught me.
I like that.
So
I definitely agree with that.
yeah.
We're not too grateful in the moment because things are hectic. We're not focusing. It's hard to focus on the positive when a lot of shit's going on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like when we get on to the other side of it, things do pass. Things don't last forever. Some last longer than others. But like maybe you wanted something, right? We gotta watch what we pray for and what we want, right? Because then we get them. Sometimes we're not even equipped, right, for the things we want or that we think we need. Then we receive these things, we tear it to shreds. You know what I mean? So it's like being grateful for the things you do have, and it talks about cultivating so and embrace that, because like I've learned like happiness doesn't equal money and stuff like that. It's the inside and how I'm feeling, how I'm sleeping, how I'm living, people and friends and family members that are around me. Just a simple kind of life. That's how I try to live today. I don't need a whole bunch of money. I don't need a whole bunch of friends. I don't need, you know what I mean? So it's just like being more content of who you are, who you want to be. Is there anything that you practice like gratitude or what you can be thankful for?
I don't really practice. I'm gonna be honest. I don't really practice it often. But I remember the other day, like me and my mom would see eye to eye on a lot of things. And the other, like, I think it was like 2 days ago, we were just getting so irritated with each other. I just had to step back and look, just be grateful, like you have your mom in your life.
Yeah.
Like I really did. I had to sit back there and was like a few, like even last year, like I went months without even seeing my mom, and that shit sucks. And yeah,
For sure.
Step back. And I was just like, hey, at least like you could step in her house today. At least like you have a mom, because there's a lot of people who don't,
And that's hard, especially with family members or any kind of relationships. Like everybody's not going to see eye to eye.
Yeah.
I sure don't see eye to eye with my mom still today, but it's like we're only here on earth for a short amount of time to really think about it. Like that scares me sometimes. So it's like I have to straighten up and enjoy life and enjoy the people around me. And because listen, here today, going tomorrow, because I don't know where my mom's going to go. I don't know where I'm going to go. You know what I mean? So I have to, be grateful for, I do have a mom. I do have, just simple things, shelter, food. I can go and drive my own car, just things like that, we take for granted. We're, as addicts, we're so selfish and self-centered that we can let things and people pass by or something. We don't even recognize or acknowledge what's really going on because we're so caught up in self-centeredness and self-will. You know what I mean? So it's like we have to break that, and that's where recovery process comes through. Let me read the next one. Let's see here. Gratitude maintains relationships. According to the remind and bind theory, Gratitude is probably best understood as a mechanism for forming and sustaining the most important relationships of our lives, those with the people we care about and count on from one day to the next. Based on this research study, people would benefit from integrating gratitude as a central component of maintaining relationships with loved ones by expressing thanks to them on a daily basis. 2017 studies shed light on gratitude in interpersonal relationships in terms of persuasion. Thank you. I so appreciate you being willing to help me with this task. Identity management. I am so grateful for the opportunity to be honest with you. Interaction management. Thank you for giving me the chance to speak. As seeing these examples of gratitude can be easily expressed in how people communicate with family and friends to maintain relationships. So that one part, communication. I had poor communication and active addiction in the past. Like it was not healthy. Like nothing was healthy about me or our relationships. And if we don't work on that, if we don't change that, I'm going to be the same person I was with the drugs and alcohol. You know what I mean? That's one thing I don't want to be, like the same person without drugs and alcohol. It just doesn't work. How long is that going to last of me just being abstinence, right? So I have to have better coping skills, better communication skills, working on myself, like these things I have to do so I have healthy, lasting relationships, And it goes both ways. So like, say I have a family member and I'm working on myself, right? And I've gotten better, stuff like that, but they're not willing to, change some things either. So it's still not going to work, right? So it's like, it's tough. I have to focus on me and what I've done in the past, and like it's really building these bridges back up. It's important. Thank God I did have the support I did and still do have. Because without that, I don't know where I would be. So gratitude and injustice.
While gratitude is generally recommended, a thorough discussion would not be complete without putting it in perspective with respect to issues of oppression and privilege. In 2016, journal article by Liz Jackson draws attention to how it would seem that availability of things to be grateful for and psychological benefits could correlate with relative advantage and disadvantage, exacerbating rather than immolating conditions of social inequality. In this way, preoccupation with generosity and gratitude can take away much needed attention from issues of oppression and privilege, which are often the underlying source of inequitable outcomes for people. To drive this point home, Jackson uses an example from Toni Morrison's acclaimed novel, A Bluest Eye, in which lack of gratitude is defended by the main character, a young black girl named Claudia, for receiving what might seem in the first place to be a harmless gift of plausible value, a pink-skinned baby doll. Claudia sees the gift as an act of oppression to dominant aesthetic and relational values, oppressive or contrary to her own self-perspective.
Yeah, I used to read these a little bit. There's some big words.
I'm sorry, I don't even know what I just read.
You're doing better. You're doing better than I expected. So you're doing better than I am.
For the character to show gratitude for what is considered valuable in a white supremacist society, her self-respect would be threatened in terms of political internalization of Jesus.
Yeah, it's hard. That's okay.
Wait, let me go.
Eurocentric.
Yeah, that.
Eurocentric.
Beauty standards, which can contribute to anti-blackness. While gratitude may be encouraged generally, it is crucial to note the positive psychological asserts that gratitude can lead to being more beneficent in the world around you. Without critical interrogation of how social injustice operates as individual advantage and disadvantage one can be led away from understanding its structural nature in favor of pleasure seeking and naivety through gratitude,
Kindly
kindly.
or random acts of generosity to others. There's some big words in that thing right there. I give you a thumbs up on that one because that's a lot of hard words and that. That's okay too because that's what we're learning, right? We all need to learn. We always need to continue to learn because listen, we don't know it all, right? So it's this gratitude and justice. What I've got out of it is basically talks about generosity and gratitude can take away much needed attention from issues, right? So it's like we come in recovery with a lot of baggage. We come in recovery has a lot of issues, but like I'm grateful that the things I've been through, right? I might not like it, but I'm grateful because I'm at where I'm at today. You know what I mean? If it wasn't for my past, I wouldn't be here. You know what I mean? I made a lot of mistakes. I broke a lot of promises. I lied, stole, cheat, whatever. I did what I had to do to get my next one. At all means, and I'm not happy about that, but I'm grateful where I'm at today. I can amend these bridges I've burnt. Like I said, if I didn't have that support from family and friends and other people that associate with me, because I don't know where I would be. They helped me when I couldn't help myself. So thank you for reading that. And this last one, I'll read it. It says how to practice more gratitude. In a white paper prepared for the John Templeton Foundation by the Greater Good Science Center at UC Berkeley, gratitude is described as a social glue that fortifies relationships between friends, family, and romantic partners, and serves as the backbone of human society. It is mediated by gender with such factors as envy, materialism, narcissism, and criticism serving as barriers. A better understanding of gratitude bodes well for incorporating it in your life in a way that is beneficial without reinforcing the problematic statues. Gratitude interventions include counting blessings, listing 5 things for which you are grateful for, 3 good things, writing down 3 things that went well and identifying the cause of those positives. Mental subtraction, imagine your life without a good thing. Gratitude letters and visits, writing and delivering letters of gratitude to people to have never thanked. Death reflection, imagine your own death to take stock of all, appreciate the benefits of being alive. I always go that too. Like, thank God I'm alive. Because I really shouldn't be all the drugs and alcohol I put in my body, and not just that, the environment that I associated myself with. I like anybody can die at any given moment. We really don't think about that, but I would put myself in harm's way constantly on a daily basis over and over and over again. You know what I mean? People are getting shot and killed and stabbed, and this one's, overdosed in it. It's just like a bunch of chaos. And like, thank God I didn't just, get caught up in that mixture of getting killed. Experiential consumption, making a shift from spending money on things, investing in experiences. So instead of like spending money, I guess investing your money in something positive. I guess I get out of that. Making a shift from spending money on things to investing. Yeah. Because all the money I got, every cent, every penny, my money, your money, my mom's money, it was all being spent. You know what I mean? I was not saving, I was investing. Today I can do that. I can invest my money and save it and have it for something. Yeah. Long run of life. So that was the end of our Gratitude Tuesday. So we have to practice gratitude. this Thanksgiving. So one thing I am thankful for is being alive. I have the sense of freedom I have. So one thing you'd be thankful or gratitude for.
The same thing for my life.
Your life.
For the person I am now versus the person I was in my addiction.
Same.
Yes, and this will be the first time I'm home in like 2 years. So,
Check that out. Yeah, I always, you know what? I always spent my Thanksgiving in jail.
Yeah.
Yep, I always thought about that. I was like always locked up for Thanksgiving.
mhm.
You know, and I've been home for these past 5. You know?
Nice.
I'm not eating turkey trays today.
Yeah,
you know?
literally.
I'm not willing to do it. You know what I mean? I'm not willing to do it. So that was our meeting for today. Until next time, we'll see you later.
So many people.
Oh, yeah.